Hello, hi, folks. Welcome. Happy Monday. In hopes that you squeezed more out of your day than the day squeezed out of you. I am Sean Zimi with SideGigSean.com, and I help folks create a side income using social media. Welcome. Good to see you. Man, this is so different. The two cameras on the phone, I look like so different. Anyway, welcome. Good to see you. I got a new lighting I'm very excited about, and it doesn't have that little, the circle thing in my eyes, which is kind of exciting. I can't see that circle thing in my eye, which is I'm very excited about that. Very exciting things. So tonight I want to apologize first for going on so late for the past few nights. I think it's been a month that I've been going on really late, and I want to kind of apologize and express my gratitude for all of you who are still with me around and send me messages and texts and pray for me and make sure that I'm okay and all that stuff. Thank you. Hey Derek, I see you on TikTok, bro. Welcome. Good to see you. So I want to give you guys thanks, and I appreciate you guys, but I'm definitely not going to be going on live this late anymore. That is my intention. So just wanted to put that out there. So let's go with tonight's message, if you would. I'm a guy that I've had 38 jobs in 10 different industries. So if you just can imagine, if I were that amazing and if I were that great, which I'm not, but if I were that just amazing and I had 38 interviews and I had 38 jobs, then I would be able to tell you, well, if I had 38 interviews and I can give you some feedback about what these guys want or look for, at least in the fields that I've been, right? But I'm not that great. I'm not that amazing. I don't have 100% um, interview to job position stats. I don't have that stat. There have been jobs that definitely did not want me, and they were very clear about it. Some at the very beginning, some called and emailed or what have you. And there have been jobs that I didn't want. I've been offered the job and I didn't take it, and there have been a few of those. So it's been more than 38 interviews, what I'm trying to tell you. And what I'm sharing with you is that the story I want to share with you is, I don't know if you've ever been in a group interview where they got a bunch of people and they want to go through these interviews fast, and they got like, I don't know, 30, 40 people in one room, 50 people in one room, and they interview group style. I don't know if you ever had that. If you've had that, drop a one in the comments. Let me know I'm not the only one. Throw some hearts and love. Come on, babies. So, and I can share with you the group interviews are a little weird, right? A little strange. You if it, especially if it's your first time, you're like, okay, what is happening here? I remember the first group interview I had. We were standing in the waiting room, right, and I guess in the hallway, and then they put us in a waiting room, and they came and they said, "Oh, it's a group interview," and I'm like, "What is that?" I didn't even know what that meant. So, "Oh, we interview everybody at the same time." I'm like, "What? How do you do that?" And so it was done. But group interviews are little strange. Or have you ever been in interviews where the interviewer doesn't ask a lot of questions, that doesn't talk a lot? Have you ever been in an interview like that? I know I have. I remember this one guy. It was like it was like a bad date, like you can't talk to each other. There's like not much to say, and like it's such a dry conversation. But that was just his style, and yeah, it was just like, so are you gonna ask me another question, or am I supposed to fill in here? What am I, that kind of a thing. So, um, but I want to share with you is that not everything happens in the interview, right? And I've had examples like that too. So in this example, what I want to share with you is this: um, there's an interview that this young kid gets, and he's really not excited about this whole interview thing because it's his first job, and it's like his mom and dad and parents, everybody's like pressuring him to get a job, get off his butt and go get a job, you know. And so he finally gets an interview, and he, tells his folks that he's got a job interview. He boots up and suits up, and gets dressed and goes to the interview, and he sees a bunch of people in the room, right? A bunch of people in the room. It looks like it's like a waiting room or something. So he goes in there, he sits down, and there's like appetizers and cookies and coffee, cookies, coffee, and like water and soda. So he helps himself out to hey Patricia, how are you? I see you. So he helps himself out to some, cookies, and pours himself a cup of coffee, and sits back down, and takes notes, starts taking notes on just his thoughts in the journal. And then the interviewer comes in and says, okay, we're gonna go to another room, and I'm gonna take one by one from that room. So everybody kind of, rushes out through the waiting room, and this young kid turns out to be the last one. And well, he takes his plate of cookies and throws it in the trash. He's got his soda. His cup of coffee, if you would, and he throws that in the trash, and he tucks his chair back in, and makes sure the crumbs are off the, the conference table, if you would. And before he leaves, he shuts off the light and closes the door and goes to the next thing, right? Goes to the room. Hey, Sarah, I see you on TikTok. So he goes in the room where everybody else is to wait their name for the interview. Well, after a while, it's his turn, and he gets to go for the interview. And when he goes in, by surprise, he's not getting a lot of questions. Like, the interviewer is not asking, hey, tell me about your background, or what makes you so special, or why do you want this job, and all this stuff. No qualification questions, just a very, very basic couple questions. And at the end of the interview, the interviewer actually offers the job to this kid. He's all very surprised because nobody else got the job in their first interview. So he's really kind of puzzled about this, right? And he asks, he goes, how come I appreciate it, but hey, what happened? How come I got the job right in the, right here in the first interview? Because I saw everybody else, they said that, you're going to call them or send them an email and be in touch with them. But I got the job right at the first interview. And the interviewer says, well, the interview actually starts when you guys walk into the building. We have cameras that are watching you. and you all already know, you see the cameras, and we watch you guys. We watch you as you come into the building. We watch you as you get into the office and you get into the waiting room. We watch you as some people help themselves out to cookies and, coffee, and some people just sit and, not say a word. And we watch all that stuff. And you were the only person who cleaned up after his mess, tucked his chair in, made sure there's no crumbs on the conference table, shut off the light, and closed the door. You were the only one who did all that. And that tells us that you come from a great, solid foundation, a great background. And if you carry yourself like that without supervision in life, imagine what you could do with some good training at a job. The kid was blown away. Aren't you blown away? Comes home, thanks the folks, and says, "You know what? Thank you for putting some solid, good stuff in me." Now, I refer to this as your MVPs. If you're new to my lives, welcome, welcome. It's the first time you're hearing it. But if you're a vet, you've heard this before, and I call it the MVPs, your morals, your values, your principles. These are the things that you are careful in picking and choosing. At the same time, it's your like non-negotiables. You don't bend the rules. When you got your morals, your values, your principles set up, you don't like to bend them. You don't like to change them. You don't like to cross them. Right? So whether you're at a conference table in a waiting room, whether you're at your mom's, whether you're at grandma's or your coworkers, if your morals, values, principles are such that, hey, when I get up off the table, it's probably a good idea to tuck the chair in, clean after myself, the basics. Right? Nice to do, right? How many people do you see not do that? How many people do you see they eat, they leave their garbage all over the place and don't even tuck their chair in and just leave, right? So it's not that, and I've said this before, it's like you going to church once a week and saying you're a Christian and then lie, cheat, and steal during the week. It's like, it doesn't make you a Christian, that hour in church. That's not what makes you a Christian. What makes you a Christian is all the other days, all the other hours. You going to the gym for 1 hour, it doesn't get you in shape. Don't fool yourself. It's not the hour in the gym. It's the 23 hours outside the gym. Right? So make sure, like, this is so solid, right? The morals, the values, the principles are there. You are picky with them. You're solid with them, and you put them into practice everywhere you go. You put them into practice wherever you go. And that's when you get followers. That's when you get people that you actually care about you and like your stuff, because they're like, oh man, this person is a good person. They got a good soul. They got a good vibe. They got good MVPs, morals, values, principles. I like to follow this person. I like to become friends with this person. So it's everywhere. It's a lifestyle, right? It's a lifestyle. It's not just, oh, when I go to the party, when I go to the event, I'm gonna behave, I'm gonna be nice to everybody. No, you're nice everywhere, right? So with that, hopefully you guys got some love, some inspiration, some value from this. I appreciate you guys. Drop your thoughts, your comments, your feedback below. Let this feed grow. And if you feel like this is worthy of sharing, do what you got to do. Spread the love, tag a couple people. And with that, I am Sean Azimi with SideGigSean.com, and I help folks create a side gig, side income using social media. Signing off until tomorrow when we do it all over again. Much love.